Hello, this is Blue Joe Saunders, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Subscribe to Sport and Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
Right, there's a very extensive article here, and for those of you who like to watch boxing at the Olympic Games, you may not see it anymore, and that is because the International Olympic Committee are of course unhappy with the AIBA, who are the governing body within boxing for the Olympics, where they are claiming that they are corrupt with dodgy refereeing, dodgy judges, all this kind of thing. So rather than try and do a full investigation into who exactly is what, where and when, we do know one of the governing body officials within there who make decisions and all this kind of thing. Apparently they have some kind of links with mafia or some kind of crime. So again, the International Olympic Committee are unhappy about that. And the Olympic Games in 2020, which is in Tokyo, they're talking about not having boxing at all in there. And they could even do it for the Youth Olympic Games, which happens to be this year. But they're going to make a final decision on April the 30th. Another one that they're looking to do, if they do decide to keep Olympic game boxing, is reduce the amount of divisions. So they want, for men, they want to reduce it from 10 down to 8, and the women's from 3 to 5. So that's something else that they're looking into. But of course, I mean, for me, I don't watch Olympic Games anyway, so whatever they do is whatever they do, and I'm sure boxing will survive anyway, because what they'll do is they'll just create more amateur tournaments like they did with the World Boxing Series, where Joe Joyce and Usyk and many others have participated in. So at the same time, I can understand where a lot of people would be quite upset about it. First of all, it's tradition, and if you look back on the history of some of the great boxers, their background is Olympic Games. Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Floyd Mayweather, Anthony Joshua, Joe Joyce, Alexander Usyk, and so on and so on and so on. So it seems that if they were to abolish it from the Olympic Games, then you know what's going to happen. Where do Matchroom go? Where do Frank Warren go? Where do Showtime? Where do PBC, whoever? Where do they scout for these guys? Of course, they love to try and pip whoever is the Olympic gold medalist, like Matchroom did with Anthony Joshua when he won the gold. And more recently, Shakur Stevenson when he got silver. So, of course, you know, that was a big deal. Years gone by with Amir Khan when he got silver as well. So the Olympic Games is a good scouting ground for people who want to grab young boxers and hopefully mature them into world athletes. So I can certainly understand why people will be upset, but of course boxing will survive. Let's not pretend that it won't. Like I said, they'll just create other tournaments, but it just makes scouting that little bit more difficult, because amateur boxing isn't really popping, really, I suppose, but it is when it comes to Olympic Games. Now, just because I don't watch it myself and I'm not too fussed by it, I fully understand the fact that it's needed, or of some kind it's needed, whether it be European Games, whether it be Pan-Atlantic Games or anything like that, whatever it may be, whatever kind of games that they want to create, I'm sure that they will do it. So what will they do exactly? It does appear that because they're unhappy with corruption within the officials, then they want to kick it out. They want sports where its legitimate winners will be crowned the champions. So no more politics, no more gambling, if you like, because that's what pretty much what's happening. People are making a lot of money on the back of people who shouldn't be the winners ended up being the winners, all that kind of thing. But that extends into pro boxing, and pro boxing is as corrupt could possibly be at the best of times. We see it so many times. I mean, obviously I don't know exactly who's doing what, where and when, but there's too many times judges have given the wrong decision or made the wrong decision for the winner who didn't deserve to win. These kind of things are happening more and more often, especially on a Canelo card. I'm not saying anything's going on there, but I'm saying it leaves it open for speculation. And of course, back in the 70s, 80s, there was definitely corruption going on. We know this for a fact. So whereas a lot of people will say, well, it doesn't really exist anymore. Well, there's too much dodgy officiating. So I think they need to either totally review that as to who does the judging. But of course, people like the fact it's open for human error. People like that. If you're relying on machines to do it all for you, then I guess it takes out that little bit of excitement sometimes. So either way, it looks like boxing could well be out of the Olympic Games in 2020 over in Tokyo, and they're looking at possibly removing it from the Olympic Games for the youth this year. So drop your thoughts as to how you feel about boxing no longer being part of the Olympic Games. Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.